So the gooty sapphire, P. metallica, is found in this little region that you can see here in mainland India. The genus itself, the Poecilotheria genus, are found throughout India and Sri Lanka, that small island off the east coast, off the southeast coast of India there. But the distribution of P. metallica is found there, kind of in the kind of the kind of uplands of India. Now, it's worth noting that Poecilotheria metallica is not a species that you want to sort of attempt if you've not kept spiders before. Basically, they have medically significant venom. If you do get bitten by one of these, it would be very unpleasant indeed. They're also a bit shy, they're a little bit flighty, they're quite hardy. I mean, they don't, you know, they're kind of forgiving when it comes to their care. They will adapt to a range of different conditions, but for the most part, they are not the sort of thing that you should be tackling if you've not kept spiders before. Sort of range about 22 to 28 degrees Celsius. Humid arboreal enclosures are what you want for this species. Now, this species that I'm rehousing is a 6-year-old adult female that was surrendered, unfortunately, due to somebody having to give up their collection. And I'm just going to go through how I rehouse these sometimes tricky arboreals with a little bit of care and attention, and none of the kind of like showmanship that you see associated with a lot of rehousing videos on YouTube. So this is how I do it: stress-free, simple rehousing. So I have rehoused this, well, rehomed this wonderful Poecilotheria metallica, this gooty sapphire ornamental spider, from somebody that sadly relinquished their entire tarantula collection. So I'm going to set up this European style arboreal enclosure, which has got the lovely cross ventilation in it for them shortly, and hopefully a nice happy rehouse. Now, a super simple arboreal setup. Ignore the label there on the front, that's for a different species that used to be in here. So nice large water dish, because she's probably a bit stressed, so she's going to need some hydration, and just some simple cork bark so I can keep an eye on her. I'll move her into something bigger eventually, but certainly with these rehouses, this is what you want. You want something nice and simple. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take the lid off this pot, this deli pot, and just leave it in the enclosure. I don't like to sort of faff around and stress the spiders out any more than, you know, you need to. People have this kind of habit of just kind of like poking the spider to get it to go into the new enclosure. But to be honest with you, if you've just been transported in this little deli cut from one place to the next, you're not going to be very happy, are you? So I'm going to just take the lid off and just leave her be, and hopefully she'll find a nice little home in one of these cork bark tubes, and she'll settle down. That's as simple as that. So I can just remove that deli cut when she's got herself nice and comfortable. There she is in there. So she'll find her own way soon enough. She's now out of the cup, ready to find a nice little spot. So that's how I do things. Really simple. Don't faff around. Just get that spider in that enclosure. Let it find its own way. One of the things that you see a lot of on YouTube are people harassing their spiders into their enclosures, which lead to them bolting all over the place, potentially people getting bitten. You know, you don't want that to happen. There's no reason why you can't just put that pot in the enclosure, let the spider find its own way out, which it will. It doesn't want to be in that deli cut forever. You know, it wants to be safe. It wants to be in its new home. Another point as well, you know, P. metallica is not a species that I would recommend to anybody that doesn't have a lot of experience keeping spiders, they do have not that pleasant venom. Not that you're likely to get bitten if you do everything properly and you don't take risks, but there are species that I wouldn't necessarily recommend. If you want to try an arboreal, maybe try something like a versicolor. They're a nice, relatively straightforward spider, very similar care to P. metallica, but they're less stingy. Hopefully you enjoyed that anyway. Consider subscribing. I've been Alex. Take care.